So one other thing I was thinking about was I was listening to that traction book. I was actually listening to like the cliff notes on it, and I was thinking about like vision and stuff. But they talk about it's all that EOS stuff, and they're talking about vision and that, having that through all parts of your company, and everyone's on the same page. And I think that has to do with like Ant as well, like the production manager, that he's also like knows the vision, is pushing us forward, knows where we're headed, and everyone's on board, like getting everyone in the right seats in the bus and getting them on board heading in the same direction, and knowing that this is where we're all going, so they're all bought in and this is what they want to do. And I don't know how like clear we've been on that, like the transparency. You there?
By now, then that's an issue. Do you feel like it's worth a conversation with him on that?
Well, I just thought maybe it's worth listening to that. Like, if you listen to that traction, like it was like a Cliff Notes ebook. It's like 2 minutes per chapter, but it just kind of touched on all of it. But just that, like, everyone should be on the same page and like pushing us forward to where we're going. It obviously doesn't sound like Ant is based on what you're saying, right? And like, I'm
We
not even
set,
like clear on what our vision is.
yeah, well, we set minimal expectations for him. It's our fault
Yeah,
in a way, but
yeah,
sure, no, it's important he's on the same page with as far as what our goals are.
yeah.
So, what do you recommend for him to read a book? He's
Like
not going to read
probably
a
our
fucking book.
vision, what our goals right here, right? Our vision, what this should be shared with them, right? This is essentially our vision,
Yep,
right? What we're trying to accomplish here.
sure.
So we can get everyone on page with this, and also incentivize them based on this, right? Then that might
Sure.
be that get everyone bought in, and when we get to certain steps, they accomplish. They also benefit from that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know we do.
Yes,
We push the values, right? We definitely
certainly.
push and enforce the values, which is great. But I think we also need to push like where are we going, right? Like where's this train headed, and why should you stay on this train, and why should you be interested in helping us get there? Like getting everyone motivated to be on the same page. But anyway, just something that was kind of brought top to mind when I was just listening to
Mm-hmm.
that
Okay.
traction book. Um, Another thing I was thinking was these. I think the only way we're gonna really like get, and these ideas just come from various places, but I've thought of it before. But kind of brought top to mind, like the guy from the conference. I was, he does all commercial and stuff, and this isn't stuff I'm just getting from like one source, just kind of bringing things top of mind. But I think like unless we pick up like commercial HOAs, like that's the stuff that's gonna really like, and or I don't want to get into hardscaping, but I feel like those are stuff that can get you forward faster. Like if we add on like an HOA, we can get one for like $200,000. Like that adds a lot of top end revenue pretty quickly versus picking up God knows how many residential clients to get to 200,000. So maybe something we want to look into if we want to grow faster. You know,
What's the suggestion?
it would be
Commercial accounts?
what's that?
What was the suggestion for what?
I'm just saying, like people, like the companies that we've seen that are multi-million dollar companies, they do commercial too, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
that's a big part of their business.
Mm-hmm.
So if we're really going to push it, we want to grow. It's gonna be harder to grow just residential than if we also pick up commercial. I mean, we can stay in the same area, right? We can pick up more work in the same area. It's gonna get a lot
Mm-hmm.
of hours in. Obviously, charge rate's gonna be less, but we're gonna get a lot of hours, a lot of work out of them.
Mm-hmm.
And they also had like revenue in the winter time. Like when we had that big commercial one, I think it was like $160,000 or something, and it didn't go well for different reasons. But there were good parts to it in that the checks come out 12 months a year. We get paid every month, and also there was work like even in the winter. Like I mean, I guess you can't have snow on the ground anyway. But we were doing cleanups throughout the winter because we came like 3 times to clean up their leaves and stuff. So maybe something to consider. That's all.
I've been thinking about a lot of commercial accounts. My friend Terry, who's a retired landscaper in New Hampshire, the guy I go stay with every now and then, he said he would just walk into places, introduce himself, and be like, "Hey, your
Yeah,
landscaping looks like shit." And he was doing
yeah,
the Navy base, man, and they were paying him millions of dollars a year to just fucking walk around there with a broom and hardly do anything. He's like, "You got to get in
yeah.
commercial." So I think there's a huge market there. It's going to require somebody, either myself or Anthony, going business to business and leaving our information. And that's something I want to do.
Yeah. Well, let's add
And we
it.
can look
I'll
for
add it to
this.
our list for the winter to discuss.
I agree, man.
Again,
Yeah, I'd love to grow
probably,
commercial sector.
yeah, probably not something we're gonna do on a whim here.
Sure.
And just one other last random note. Sorry, commercial. One other random note. You mentioned that blower thing today, and they do have and not something we necessarily do now, but I got this postcard in the mail. I was exploring, and you can get like half off or something. These electric blowers and stuff. I didn't do it because I didn't want to buy shit we didn't need to. But it looks like it's not till 2028 anyway. But we can look into it again. But I figured I'd just brush on it.
Yeah, actually, it's 2033, so it's 8 years until they're
Yeah.
completely banned. So we got plenty of time, man.
Yeah. And honestly, kind of like the truck, losing the truck. I think it's kind of, in a way, it's gonna be good. We lost Melissa. We're getting rid of. I've been saying it's too complicated with too many people working part
Agreed.
time, overlap, and a lot of this was like, the cedar being sold, Melissa handling like it touching too many people. It's like when you like if you're like handling like installing a walkway or something, and you put the brick down, you pick up like it's too many touches on this information. Like
Yep.
Melissa's doing Facebook listing, then we got Mark in the garage, we got Aunt coming over. Like fucking 5 or 6 people were involved in the sale of the cedar. Like how inefficient is that? Talking about inefficiency. So I
Seriously.
think by cutting this triangulation, getting rid of the overlap on a lot of this stuff, it's gonna be more efficient.
Sure.
So yeah, you had said that he's not doing. He didn't give out the commission on that. That's fine, but like, it was designed for. I mean, only Mark was supposed to be doing it all himself, but maybe it would make more sense. I don't know, for someone else to create the listings or whatever. But it sounds like there were too many people involved in the sale of that. And Mark can handle selling stuff, can he? Or is that too much for him?
It may be too much for him. We haven't transferred that over to him yet, only because he's still learning the garage. He's busy. He's working in the field. He's fixing machines. We're pushing small engine on him. It's one more thing, but we have to introduce it to him first. So if we can get him
Well, then
logged into RI Lawns, if we can get him logged
like
in,
why
he can
can't
start
he get
monitoring and
involved
answering
too?
questions. What's
It's
that?
too complicated. Is my point. It's a very simple thing to sell a machine. We have 5 people involved in it. Like that's not efficient. However, we do
No,
it.
Noah was handling it just fine. He did it to his
Involved in
personal
something
Facebook
like that.
account. Noah did it with no problem. So it can be done. But
Right.
Noah had tons of experience buying and selling shit on Marketplace. So it came natural to
Yeah.
him.
And we could list it for him, but beyond that, I mean, if there's more than one person involved in it and it's too much for him to list them, it can't be too much for us just to be like, hey, you just list it for him. He gets phone calls like, hey, do you have a cedar for sale? And all you have to do is be like, yeah, when do you want to meet? You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't seem like we need to have that many layers involved in that. Like, at a minimum, maybe we list the stuff for him. Or sorry, at the most, maybe we just list the stuff for him. But beyond that, we should need to be coordinating, everyone be involved in selling this fucking cedar, right?
One guy needs to be in charge of it, and that's the mechanic. If he's going to be earning a commission for selling shit, he should be answering questions. He should be arranging for
Right.
sales. He should be responding to people inquiring. List goes on. So we just need to hand
Right.
all that off to Mark, and I think it can be done. I feel like once
Yeah.
he's
And like
introduced
I
to it,
said, I think there's another blessing in disguise, like your truck getting totaled. Like that solved one of our problems selling the truck. The truck getting crashed. That kind of forced us. It wouldn't be the truck we picked probably, but hey,
sure,
got rid of the truck. And you know what? Melissa's gone. And I've been saying how complicated it is, how many people we have involved in all this stuff. Good. Now we have to kind of redelegate our tasks and there's less people involved in everything. So
sure.
I think it's fine.
We've cut down our workforce from 12 or 13 guys to like 9, dude. I mean, think about that.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll do this last after we pause the video, so I'm not giving away the
Sure.
client info.
We're making huge cuts. We're following
Yeah.
that impromptu plan that we developed a month or two back
Yep.
to get ahead.
So, yeah, our debt's basically gone. Well, according to this, we're plus 2,000. So, which is great.
Sigh of relief.
Yeah. So, but as you this pattern, we can expect, and I've never tracked this before, right? I know that we don't really make money till the end of the year, but I've never really tracked this, and I think it was more anxiety inducing than anything. But next year we'll be like, oh yeah, we didn't break even till October, we still made money or whatever. Just so, but you can see, the first one of the month we always have more money in the beginning, and then it's expected it's going to drop because all our bills are going to come out. So this is probably going to go up a little bit. We're going to go back in negative a little bit, and then we should, if we keep moving, and we keep producing, then we should start going positive. And one thing to note, this 11 grand. So what I did is I made an adjustment on our weekly audit just for that, because that's really our salaries come out of RBS, so it's not really fair to charge it to it. So this is kind of adjusting this number for the RBS cost, because it's really unaccounted for, sorry, unbudgeted for expense, because this wasn't supposed to, really all of our salaries should have been coming from 855, but we only budgeted a portion of our salary to come from 855, but really that's where all the money is. So it's really part of the 855 overhead,
Okay.
So anyway, I made that adjustment. It's not a huge number. It's something significant. It's like unaccounted for cost. So yeah, it definitely makes a difference, but it's not huge. So yeah, we can't do the monthly numbers yet because I figure this is the 27th. How many days are in September? Is it 31 or 30? There's 30, aren't there?
30. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we should do it. We should do the monthly too. All right, so this week I was looking at and hours. So the guys we do have look like, so Kevin's not working a lot of hours. And this is last week with Randy gone too. So everyone's working, pretty much at their potential. I mean, they can work more hours, but they were not like these guys are not working crazy. Like there's more room there. We probably could with these guys that worked last week, we probably could have gotten in like, 20 or 30% more hours or something.
We had 2 days of rain last week.
Oh, last week. Okay. Got it.
That definitely impacted our hours.
Yep. So on that note, I messaged Arish about this yesterday. I usually try to prep before a call, so I was like, "Damn, this is low, right?" Because I mean, even by the standards we've been trending. I mean, let alone the budget, but just we've been trending around 35. So I was like, "Oh, damn, that's low." So Arish did that weird thing. She's doing something with the mowing, and I don't know what she's doing, but I'm kind of like, "Well, don't make it confusing on the audit again." But I think something like the lawns were mowed on Sunday, but she didn't want to build twice because then people think they can build twice in 1 week or something. So she's changed around when she's charging their cars or something like that, so they don't get billed like Sunday and Monday. I don't really know. But that being said, this is misrepresenting, and the hours aren't here either. But there was really another $1,400 in mowing done that's not on here. That was really on here, so we're gonna see that next week. But that still only brings us up to like not even 30 out of 55. And then there was also a project that was for 2,000 that's not done, so that's another consideration. So maybe like 32. So we're short at least 20 anyway. Look at it. Total field hours were almost like, is that half? That's half the hours, isn't it? 280, 500, 560. Yeah, less than half the hours. Ouch, huh? Rain week, I guess, too, but gross margin 14. So every dime we're off of this comes off of the end of the year profit, right? So this is 14 hit on just this week. So that's a big number.
Right.
Charge rate was pretty much right there. $2 short. So one thing I noticed was Maroon's crew dropped. Red crew I know is doing seeding that week, which means they weren't doing projects presumably. But yeah, I mean,
They did some.
right here. They did some projects, okay. But this is definitely higher than they've gotten, I think, right? And do they even have any jobs?
It is.
Oh, they have $100,000 of job supplies. They're also getting charged for diversified, which they probably shouldn't be because it doesn't all fall on them unless we break the bill out, which we probably should, but we don't. So pretty much Red gets hit for all the expenses every week for all the dumping fees. But yeah, so Red crushing it. Silver's right where he always hovers, right? But his hours are really short. So if there's anything else we can throw on him. And then these guys, the mowing crews. So I assume this is 2 people. This is 80 hours, right?
It is. Yep.
So that's 2 guys. And this is probably 2 guys too. They're working just under 40. So they're pretty much, So why do we need Randy if these 2 guys are pulling the weight of all the lawns? Is that not the case?
Well, we need Randy because he's our senior foreman. He's been there 5 years. So the question should be, what do we need?
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, what is, or one of the other guys. I'm just wondering. I'm just looking at the numbers, and I'm just saying that these guys got them all done in. And we could look at these same lawns last week, but these guys got all the lawns done with 2 crews. So that means that if we just throw another truck on, I'm just putting on another truck to put on another truck.
We're counting too much on Mexicans for that, right? They're not here all year long. We don't know when we're going to get them.
Yeah.
So we're building redundancy there, right? What if we lose a couple of Mexicans and they don't show up, and we get rid of
Yeah,
Becky?
right.
All right, now we're screwed. So sure, I think 3 crews, and if we keep only 2 crews, now we're mowing 6 days a week. We're falling off our 4-day-a-week work week, right? That's no longer a benefit. We're not following that trend anymore. We have to rework
Right,
all our
right,
mowing schedules. We're switching up routes. People were mowing Thursdays and
right.
now on Saturdays. All sorts of things have to happen to make that happen. I think we keep the
Got it.
3 crews for now, and we just work them as much as we can.
Got it. Okay. I'm just pointing out that basically that $1,600 a month truck sitting idle didn't impact anything. That overhead,
Sure.
something that just I'm just pointing it out. That's all. I'm not saying take action. I'm just highlighting that observation.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, yeah. So I mean, now we're on to October, right? We got to transfer numbers over, but obviously October we were not compared to other months. We're doing well compared to our summer months. We obviously picked it
Hmm.
up. But compared to our goal here, we fell pretty short every week, right?
We
Um,
did.
this coming month, though, if we keep this traction, assuming we'll just fall off to 81 next week, this past week, we should presumably have this charge rate goal drops a lot. Like we've been hitting about 98 every week, right? Plus or minus a couple bucks, like very
Hmm.
close. And then here, this drops way down to 81. So we should be beating our hours goal. Excuse me, our charge rate goal. And
Certainly.
our hours drops too. We're going to still be short here, right? Because we're playing
We are.
500, maybe not 507, but we're going to still be drastically short on the hours probably.
Hmm.
So we probably basically just hit our October goals, maybe, based on the higher charge rate and lower hours. But let's
Right.
throw it in there. And sometimes I wonder, like, should we be changing this stuff to changing these goals? Now we know they're not realistic. Like they call it like a rolling budget when you change the hours like mid-season, like adjust things mid-season. But I kind of did that last year, and I mean, we're talking about this stuff where we are trying to do things to bump that up, right? It doesn't. This is a little misrepresented too, because I think we have the hours in for. Where is he on here? Where's Ant? Oh, here he
Hmm.
is. At the very. Oh, he didn't work on the field last week.
I'm not sure if he did any work last week.
Got it. Probably because
I can
he's
check his
over
dispatch. Let's check his
looking over
dispatch.
more.
I want to be. I want to be certain on that because I could have swore I gave him some billable jobs.
Gotcha. And is there a way? How does a Reeves know when there's billable jobs?
Dispatch board, I guess, would be the only way, but I'm not sure if she's checking Anthony's for billable work. So we should
Gotcha.
probably notify her of that.
That's just assigned to Ant.
Yep.
Is he a tab on here? No.
He is. First one. First tab. Right. Yep.
I found it.
Cool. Yeah, he did some mosquitoes, right? If we sort it by service.
Oh, right here. Yeah.
Yep. He did a bunch of mosquitoes there.
Future. Okay, dispatch. So does that mean the revenue is excluded from that week? So
Not sure.
revenue.
Yeah, maybe she's not searching him as a production crew, right?
Yeah, it's a mid. Oh no, it's right here. Anthony Steve. So she just didn't put his hours in, which is weird because she put in his revenue 652. Is that
Hmm.
right?
Yeah, he's going to be getting more now that he's certified and he knows how to do mosquitoes. He's going to be doing some more work, man.
Yeah, no wonder why he wasn't very motivated, huh?
For
Hey, can
what?
you go through this hustle of getting your license? You can do something you don't want to do.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he
And
doesn't like
dispatch.
chemicals.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, so he did a couple bucks, but yeah, we got to keep an eye on that. But I saw him on here last week, so like technically it's redundant anyway because his hours are already overhead. So, and maybe that's why I'll probably if he's gonna work in the field, we technically shouldn't have his hours uh, in here. So he
We
would just
should,
add to the
no?
revenue, but not add to the the hours.
I think it
Um,
should be both. Don't you think his field hours should add to the hours?
yeah, but it's also adding him to his labor cost shouldn't be involved. So yeah, maybe his hours should be added, but not his labor cost. His labor cost is zero. You know what we could do then? Just throw him in here for $0 an hour, and that would make this accurate because he's
Would
getting
that be
paid
ideal?
zero, but he's still working hours, right?
Right.
Yeah. All right, I'll think of something on that, but
Okay.
it wasn't a huge number. It's not going to change things drastically. A few $100. So where are we at? So yeah, let's change over. Let's see where we're gonna land. This might be a scary one. Let's see what happens. I mean, we're getting close enough to the year that we almost see it, right? We should make some money.
Right.
All right. So before doing this, we're at 9.5% profit, about 160. This is the real figure right here because we're with RBS about 150, right? 929, 927. So let's do this. So this is going to be September. Yeah, September. Oops. September hours. So let's go over here. So we got August trapped in here. Forgot to delete this last week. September. So 8:31 to 9/6. I assume is September, right?
Mhm.
All right. So yeah, it's got to be it. So 8.3% overtime. September. So basically, what we budgeted for here, it's not going to change anything. So 166.44 to 164.70, right? The 0.3%. And then we got total field hours is 1293.61. So we're at 160, 118, but 40. I mean, we've been what, 10 grand short on the gross margin each week? Stuff with the charge rate.
Mm-hmm.
81. Shit. I changed October. September. 1293.61. So about half.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so down to 86. Oof.
Ah.
And then 98. We've been at higher than 77, haven't we? Unless this was the earlier in the month. Total revenue 21. Was it just recently? Because 35 sounds right for last week. That was 35 last week. Were we only at 25 and 21 in the beginning of September?
25 and 21?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I thought most of this month we've been at like 90 something charge rate.
I thought so too.
I'll change it for now and go back and check.
Hmm.
76.95. This is gonna hurt. Down to 60. Yeah, so was it lost 100 grand last month?
Jesus Christ.
I thought we were higher each week. Well, let's check. Check version history. Hold on, I'm just gonna screenshot this for reference. Um, so version history. Yeah, ambitious goal in September, huh?
Sure was.
September last week. Uh, move the date bin. So Friday is the 3rd. So it would have been the 26th. So last week. All right, so I'll have her. I just started recording again. I'll have her double check this number from these numbers from August because the dispatch says we did a lot more. So, and then I'll correct it as necessary.
Okay.
Waste log. We just had a tire 15 minutes and service concern for red.
Mm-hmm.